Okay, guys, we are live! So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I'll be your friendly Fate Weaver today, because today we are carrying on with our ongoing our ongoing adventure, playing Ryan Vernier's outstanding Blackbirds, Gothic Fantasy RPG, based on the Zweihander system. And with me today are the stars of our tale, which is The Truth in Ashes. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are and who you're playing. First up, we've got Jeffrey.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff, and I'm playing Kenyon Maddox, and he walks the path of bow and blade.
Very nice. And with him is Andrew.
Hi everyone, I am Andrew, and I'm playing Tegwin Eads, the other human Elklander in tonight's episode, who is on the path of craft and expertise.
Very nice. Now, apologies for the late start for those listening at home. We were getting some Blackbirds advanced up here. But let me bring you back to here, guys. And, oh, I think actually, yeah, we'll use this one for now. What do you guys recall about last session?
So, goodness gracious, we did a lot of chatty. So, well, Dave was back, so oh my goodness, and Will. So we caught them up on the fight with the deserters. What did we do with the body of the Signalite, the Sigilite?
That's a good question. What did you guys do with them?
I think did we?
I thought you guys were disposing of all of them.
Yeah, I think we did, because we didn't want to leave any kind of a trail, and our plan was to travel a sort of very dangerous path to stay out of sight, and so.
Right, yeah. I think, in fact, I remember you were dragging the bodies and hiding them in the bushes while I was tending to some...
Because you were fixing everything, because we took a lot of not only body damage, but equipment damage.
The equipment damage and everything, yeah.
So I think we spent a good chunk of time doing that. We did start eventually making our way. Failed a lot of tests.
It was tough going for a number of you, and I think Dave actually blew Fate last time to avoid passing out due to peril loss.
Yeah, we were getting really tuckered. The trip was doing us in purely just through, like, it's an exhausting trip.
Yeah.
You know, we're out here, we're tired, haven't had much of a chance to kind of come to grips with what we've done. And I think that's just starting to weigh on the party or on the group. I think, like, what am I at now?
Well, and the path we chose, right? Like, specifically, we chose an extremely dangerous path to, also shortcut to where we were going, but to, make sure we wouldn't run into anyone.
Yeah, the passage through the Iron Shale hills is like nobody travels this stretch of land. So,
right.
It's one of the reasons you were able to get away from that besieging army, because no one would think to make use of this.
Yeah, I think, like, I'm on already for peril, like, ignore 2 skill ranks. Like, we were all
good shape. Yeah. Let's see. I'm on 3 ranks. So yeah, we are cool. Beat up.
A good night for Will and Dave to have other engagements.
Oh, they'll be coming back with the same peril. So
great. So when our dumbasses get ourselves in trouble, we'll have to have those guys who are also in bad shape come and try to. This is a comedy of errors here.
So it was about 2 days of travel, I believe, out of the 3 or 4 that it was going to take you to reach the Black Tower, and we ended the session with you guys stumbling into like a valley of some kind, and mercifully not having to ascend and descend the hills with unsteady surfaces beneath you. And you found sitting there it was something that appeared in, I want to say Naldo's dream, but I can't remember if it was Naldo's. It was either Dave's character.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember now.
Yeah.
It was a cabin with a missing door.
Correct, with the door broken open.
Oh, broken off. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and that is where we're opening our scene tonight. We got your fortune set back to the max, and you guys are... So one of the things we talked about as well was that the cabin is... If you can get that sealed and assume that the roof is intact and so forth, that would count as a safe place to rest, which would mean full recovery.
Right.
Right.
I remember this statement,
Yes.
and I remember saying something to the effect of, that if is doing a lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of heavy lifting there, yeah.
Well, what can I tell you? Life is challenging in the Carcass Nations. So...
Yeah.
We'll pick up with you two on the edge. You know, you've been making your way along. You've maybe reached a point in the valley where it is turning just a bit, and you can see at the end of this valley there's a river similar, or a creek, or I guess more is more accurate, that is running through it. So there's a source of fresh water moving through here. There's a cabin in here. Kenyon, you know relatively where we are in relation to this, or at least as long as you're moving in the right direction. You should have an idea where you are. These are people who likely would be found to be within the lands of the Masters of the Black Tower, House T. And yet, this is a very... You're still at minimum 1 day of hard travel through this unforgiving wilderness before you get back there. So what kind of person builds a cabin out here? This is not a camp. This is not a... hunter's shack. This is a full-on place where someone lives.
Yeah.
It is later in the day. There is a chimney, but there is no smoke coming from it. And you have spotted that the door is slightly ajar.
I mean, I still think this is worth trying to secure, even with the ominous feeling here. So I say we go check this cabin out.
Yeah.
Tagwin,
I think whatever its purpose, and whatever whoever was crazy enough to try to put down some roots out here, we're tired and we're broken, and we need to rest. This is the best thing we've got going right now.
I mean, I don't know if I've ever felt like I needed a good night's rest more in my life than right now.
Not gonna lie to you, Kenyon. I never thought I would say that I would miss the rack and the barracks, but here we are.
Here we are.
Look, I'll go let's go check it out. Maybe I can, I'm not a what's it called? I'm not a woodworker per se, but the principles and all that, I might be able to figure something else with something out with this.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's worth it. Clearly no one's living here.
I mean, if they are, that's a sad living.
Yes.
How would you like to approach the cabin? You can picture something very much like the photo we can see here, where it's relatively open, but there are trees quite densely grown on the sides. So you could, if you wish to approach with cover, you could likely do it that way.
I think we'd still probably, even if it's pretty clear that nobody's here, I mean, we're still, there's no reason for us to not be careful.
Yeah, and I mean, there could be a wild animal living inside.
That's exactly my thought, right? Like, for all we know, some bear's taking a nap. So
exactly.
Don't really want to spook that.
Okay. So then, how are you thinking of approaching?
I mean, I'll defer to you, Kenyon. You're the...
I think we attempt to be quiet.
Okay.
Let's go with stealth.
Are either of you trained in stealth?
Do not believe so.
Do not believe I am.
So who has the lower agility?
Let's see here.
I have a 43.
I also have a 43. My AB is a 3.
Okay. That's good, because that's actually with the
AD's a
tiebreaker.
4.
Oh, so there you go. So that would be the tiebreaker. So why don't we do this? Why don't we have Kenyon roll, and it'll be flip to succeed because Tagwin is assisting you.
All right, here we go.
And I'll roll for dramatic reasons.
Oh, thank you for the assistance, Tagwin.
Okay, so it's a 19 then, which would be 3 plus 4 is a 7 total. You satisfied with that?
Yeah, I don't think I can roll much better than a 19, to be honest with you.
Okay. So as you guys are approaching the cabin, what you can see is that this place, as you get closer, you can see there is like a, not just a cupboard, there is a like an actual box for where firewood would be stored. And there is a place for where, food or whatnot would be dressed and hung. And in fact, you can see there are some game that is still, it looks as if it has been on the... Do either of you have any points in survival? Or any levels in survival?
It's
under perception.
No.
Perception. No.
Okay. So it looks like they are, it looks like you're not sure how long it has been here, but it has the look of something that has been here for a while. All the little additions that have been made on here to the cabin, they all seem like things that you would have done it to a permanent residence and would have taken time to do. Nothing has the kind of like thrown together feel to it that, someone just trying to make do or trying to get by. You can see there are. So this place clearly was someone's home, not just, a place to be away. As you're making your way past, how are you approaching? From where the front door is, from the side, from the back?
Let's come around the side.
Yeah, so that...
Find a window or something to peek in.
Yeah, maybe there's a window we can peek in or something, just to see if there's any creatures or anything. Maybe
sure,
scare them out if we do see something.
Oh, Anna says good luck.
Anna's read your notes, hasn't she?
Yeah, exactly. I was literally about to say it.
She has a great sense of timing. So why don't you give us, let's see here, an awareness check, please. You guys can each do that.
Okay. Any, like, the standard?
It'll be at, standard. It's because of there's no light in the cabin at present, so... It's pretty good though, guys. All right. Nice. So what you can tell from the limited light that's in there, and perhaps you guys, kind of, cup your eyes so they can adjust. You can see that there is, while the window panes are all intact, the state of the interior, at one point, it likely was similar to the exterior, in the sense that, like, there is an actual bed that has been built in here. There is an actual a small stove that has been built in here. This is a place that has been built up for proper living, not just survival. There's a table, there were chairs, and there looks to be a small rack for smaller individuals. Would guess children. That's how it was before whoever was here last was here. Something has thoroughly disturbed and broken several things in here. Your comment about the bear before, Tagwin, makes you think, like, with how utterly destroyed, you can see there is one chair that is still mostly intact, there is a leg that is busted on it, and there is a pile of flinders in the other corner, and you can tell that it once was a matching chair. Something very big and very powerful. The bed has collapsed down on itself, and the stains in here, quite old, quite dark now, but have the distinctive... You guys, as members of the Hallowed Hounds, you've seen what dried blood In particular, arterial spray, looks like.
Oh.
Something went in here. Something encountered whatever was living here or whoever was living here, and there is no sign of them any longer.
Okay, so maybe then instead of noise or instead of silence, we want to make some noise. What do you think? If something is in here, we attempt to scare it out.
Yeah, but we want to like. We want to. I forgot. There's a front door and a back door.
Just a front door.
Okay, so there's only one way for it to go. Well,
right, and we're on the side right now, so if something's in there and we can scare it out, it hopefully comes out the front door.
From where you can see, there's nothing hiding in this place. From the angles you're looking at, there's like one room that would effectively be kind of the bedroom. There is one room that would be like the kitchen, and then there is a larder that is set up. But there's not much to this cabin beyond those. There's probably a loft as well, so something could have gone up there. What do you do?
I think we'd make noise. At least that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Try to root it out. Hopefully it goes through the door and not through the gap in the wall through which we're seeing this.
Yeah, so take out my shield and, bang my sword on it.
Oh. Okay. I was going to suggest we find something like a heavy rock or something and throw it into the space so that there's noise in the room and some commotion, and it'll scare it out. If the force of the noise is out here, we might just cause it to go further into a hole or come at us.
Okay, sure. Yeah, let's throw something through the window.
Okay, so then, Tagwin, why don't you give us a tradecraft check, please? This will be...
Okay.
I'm going to use my Fate Weaver screen here. Is that routine, please?
Routine? Okay.
Yeah.
And I am trained in this too, so that's cool.
Nice.
Well, there we go.
So, I can't remember. Do you have a dagger or a knife of any kind?
Oh.
On your character, or is it just a spear?
I'm pretty sure it's just... Okay, trappings. All I see under trappings is I don't even... It technically doesn't even say I have the spear and trappings.
What's it? It would probably be under weapons. Like, do you have only the spear and you're unarmed?
Right. Sorry. I have a spear. Oh! I have a sling.
Oh, well, there you go.
Isn't that convenient?
So, I guess it's...
Throw something in there.
Likely one of your tools that you use to sort of, jimmy this thing open. It isn't locked. It is just closed. But, so you open this thing up. The smell is... I'm not sure what you were expecting, but it has a musty smell in here. But likely being open to the elements with the front door open, it's not as... It doesn't have the reek of, a day post-battle.
Okay.
Right.
What are you tossing in there? You got some sling stones, it looks like, but you probably can find a stone or something, around.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, and if there's, in fact, even if there's anything, well, I don't assume there's anything glass or anything sitting around. But if there's something that look like I can throw like sling my stone at.
Sure. I mean, there's there's
metal or anything,
cupboards or something that have been built or like shelves that have been built. Yeah. If you hit any one of those things, it's going to be the sound of your sling bullet running, ricocheting off of wood.
Sure. Yeah.
Yep. So go ahead and give us an attack with your sling, and let's make you're gonna have all the time in the world to line up your shot here. So let's make it easy.
Oh, how generous!
Mm-hmm.
And yet,
I trust the dice.
Look at that smirk on his face. He's like,
would you care to fortune that?
Oh, for heaven's sakes, why? It's
Like, it's
just,
not, you didn't get a critical failure, so it's not going to be like, then the whole thing collapsed,
No, I assume
But-
I just didn't hit the thing I was intending to hit. Like the bolt I'm tossing of the stone is
Yeah,
still
I
gonna
think-
go into the cabin.
I think you break a window in it when you weren't intending to. So,
I mean,
if you're
for
okay
our
with
purposes, that's
Okay.
that's not really a failure in my mind.
that. Okay, so you smash the window and you stop. And you listen. Nothing. There's the wind blowing through this valley. There's the trees creaking back and forth. Because it's a pine forest, the wind doesn't like rustle through leaves in here. You hear the creaking of the wood itself and the beating of your hearts.
Uh-oh.
Nothing comes down, though.
Hmm.
What do you do?
Or under the door, I guess.
Yeah, I'll whisper to you like, just in case if you're gonna go to the door, I'll stay here and just
Okay.
keep an eye out. If nothing happens, I'll join you. If something happens, then I'm here to throw another one.
If nothing happens, I'm pretty sure I can find my way to Black Tower, so...
No, I'll go around with them.
So as you guys
Okay.
walk around front, then again, like when you get closer, the only thing you can hear is they've set up some kind of little, it's not a porch per se, but it's a little higher than what the surrounding thing is. So you can feel even if you're, wearing soft-soled shoes and you're walking carefully, although if you're wearing soft-soled shoes, the last couple of days, no wonder your condition or your peril monitor is so bad because I cannot imagine walking across those hills in soft-soled shoes. Assuming you're
Right.
wearing hard-soled shoes, even if you're trying to be quiet, there's the creak of the porch. It has in any other circumstance, this would be a welcoming kind of relaxing old porch kind of thing. You make your way to the front, and the thing you notice, Tagwin, is that there is a latching mechanism. It is not particularly complicated. It's really more something that is designed to just close a door and keep it closed rather than to keep people out. But the way that it is broken, it seems like it's something that you would be able to activate from the far side to open the door, and then when you close it to latch it. And it seems the door opens up. The way that the latching mechanism is bent makes you think that the door was opened and then slammed shut or slammed quickly. There is otherwise no damage to the door.
Open and slam
So
quickly.
imagine the door that you've got like a latch on it, like a single thing that would just latch to be able to lock the door.
Oh, sure, yeah.
If you open it up so you can open the door and then you drop that down and try to slam the door on it, it would warp it, right?
Oh, yeah. Like a piece of wood that goes like this to lock it in place, and then you're just snapping it right off.
Exactly. So it's busted, but the way that it's busted and bent is outward, as if the sealed thing was pulled shut on it. Just because of your crafting expertise, you would be able to... It's something that catches your eye. There is also no other damage to the front door. I'm not sure what you were expecting, but based on the interior, with how much things have been smashed and shattered, it likely seems that whatever was in there likely could have done the same to this door, and yet the only damage is to that latch.
So the door itself is okay, and the frame's okay, and the hinges are okay, outside of just being old. So that suggests to me anyway, Kenyon, it doesn't look like this was forced, in the sense that someone didn't have to put a lot of effort into breaking this down, right? It
Right.
wasn't like the several goes with the shoulder, or no weapons were used to cut this down or break this down. So I don't know, that makes me think someone wasn't trying to get in so much as someone left here in a hurry, slammed,
or like left when whatever came in.
Right.
And broke the door leaving?
Wow. And I kind of fold my arms and go, sure. This sounds like a married couple. She probably got tired of his shit and stormed off. Man, that's interesting though. How... I mean, it's not like we're gonna be able to puzzle out who was here just based on this.
No, we'll have to go in and look.
On the bright side, it means that the door still works and we can secure that. As I look over at all the holes in the walls and the ceiling.
Oh, there's not holes in the walls or ceilings.
Oh, I thought that was... I was getting the impression... Sorry, I misunderstood you. I thought I was getting the impression that there's when you said broken down or old, I thought literally chunks of this building are missing.
No, it's the place is... This would be the kind of place you could live, all 4 seasons. When this, before the seasons had gone mad, this would be a place to live in any of those environments.
Well, another question I have then is, can you fix the door then, Dagwood?
Oh, well, certainly.
Facile thing to do, yeah. It's a matter of the door itself will close properly the way it is, and if you wish the clasp to work the way it did before, Tagwin can easily do that with a little bit of woodworking.
It's a makeshift lock.
Well,
probably make something that was better than what was here before.
It seems reasonable to fix the door then, if we're
sure.
If it's only a bit of time.
Yep.
Would certainly make me feel more comfortable in this cabin if the door was closed and, secured.
Yeah. I could almost certainly put in something together.
Let's make an effort.
And then, yeah. And then it's just a matter of maybe we can, is there any, did we notice any, is there a hearth here? Did we notice any firewood outside?
Yep. There's actually a box to keep it dry as well throughout all the inclement things. So there's a big wooden box you can throw back the lid for and pull firewood out of it. There's plenty of firewood still stocked in there, all dry. There is a hearth and a stove, effectively. There is, if you check the larder, there are even some remaining preserves and other supplies.
Dang. I mean, you work on the door and I'll make us something to eat.
So
I don't know about that plan, but I'll work on the door anyway.
So effectively what you guys will be able to do, if you get the fire going, if you work on that. I don't think you got any wearing. You were not in a fight since your last rekindling, so your armor, your weapons don't require maintenance. Which means
I've got this. Yeah.
You could spend your rekindling action to repair the door for free.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Sure. Yeah.
Anything else you guys wish to do? So, and the place, again, is still in the inside of it, while the door is largely intact. The inside, there's clearly, there was a heck of a fight here, but based on the amount of damage and incidental damage, really, like something big smashing up against something, there are claw marks. It is an outmatched fight. Whatever came in here outclassed the people who lived here significantly.
Right. Was a destruction.
Yeah. You were able to salvage enough to have 2 chairs to sit on. The hearth itself, because of stone, is not damaged, but won't be comfortable to sleep in those beds. The frame itself has been kind of busted.
I mean, we can at least make something more comfortable than just sleeping outside.
Yeah.
Indeed. Do you have anything you wish to do with your rekindling, Kenyon? And it's not going to be completed yet, too. We're just going to set up...
Right, like what he'd be... I mean, I think he'd be working on trying to get some kind of healthier food made up.
Okay.
Like, I'm not sure what exactly I can accomplish there, but...
yeah, why don't you... That'll be, I think, probably a... Let's say it's a routine tradecraft check.
Okay.
Depending how fancy you're trying to be, are you trying to make a meal that's edible, or are you trying to make something that you could like make extra and take it as
more that it's like a good, healthy, get something on our bone, fill us up, right?
Sure.
Like,
so if you're not trying to, it'll be easy then.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Tradecraft. There it is. Oh, it's a flip to fail.
Is tradecraft oh, it is. Yeah.
But easy helps. Oh, a bet.
Critical success.
Oh, yeah. Flip to fail that. Beautiful
Excellent.
meal.
So what I'll say is immediately you guys can recover one, improve your peril condition by 1.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just the smell, Tagwin, as you're working away, the smell of whatever Kenyon is making. This lapsed, noble, failed squire seems to have some secrets to his capabilities.
He was a hungry man in his teen years, and
Yeah.
sneaking down to the kitchen to make some late night food.
Mm-hmm. So some kind of like meat gruel or something like that you're putting together. There's root vegetables in there, and you managed to make use of some spices that you weren't expecting to find in here. Maybe something
Nice.
found and dried from the forest. Tagwin, you're able to, as you say, not only restore but also improve the latch. Now, do you want something that is going to be sealed permanently until you like basically nail the door shut, or are you just
if I can make it like a latch thing, I'm thinking like chunk of wood, like in an L shape on the frame.
Yep.
With just a piece to allow a sliding piece that has a pivot point on the door itself to latch into place. That's all. It's something simple.
Perfect.
Keep out it's mostly about keeping animals out for the night. If a person comes along and wants in, they're going to be able to get in. But I mean, we'd have to deal with that anyway.
Yeah.
Unless I had my anvil with me to bang out some actual proper metal locks, I wouldn't be able to do much about that. So
Yeah.
and that tends to be heavy.
What when you guys finally, when Tagwin finishes up her work and you guys sit down, scattered in one corner, there is some like tin, plates and cutlery you're able to use. You guys sit down for your meal. What's going through each of your heads? It's dark outside now, so the windows seem pitch black. There is the wind coming in through that one broken pane that Tagwin expertly shattered.
Mm-hmm.
There is leftover, like cloth and stuff like that from the bed. You could easily cut, a piece and kind of stuff it in the hole if you just want to have a simple fix. Or would Tagwin insist on doing something more, substantial in the repairs? It's not so cold outside tonight that you're going to you'll be bothered by the draft necessarily, but
yeah, I mean, that's probably worth the effort to secure the window a little bit. I mean, why not? I'm starting to feel kind of homely in here. It's like, I don't know what we were afraid of.
Homely. Easy, kid.
No, like, that's why were we so afraid to come in here? This is nice.
I think you know why. The last few days have been a little stressful. We're a little on edge.
That's fair. But this is great. Nice meal, warm fire.
with overcast skies tonight too, I mean, it's effectively like you're almost like a little bubble of civilization in the midst of wilderness. If you peek outside, even if you open the door and look outside, it would be blackness as soon as you get beyond the light from the hearth. And inside, with the hearth bouncing off of the window panes, the interior would be just, full of soft light and warmth and wonderful smelling food. But the windows would be almost pitch black. Who's the first to talk over your meal?
I mean, I think Kenyon's feeling pretty good, so he may be a little chatty.
Okay, because I was actually gonna say, like, I don't know that it would be Tagwin. It's like, I think maybe fixing the door was a good thing and helpful for her. But I think now she's had a moment. I think you again see because anyway. She's gotten very quiet suddenly.
Yeah.
Well, I imagine that her regular life in camp, like it went as part of the Hallowed Hounds, there's always something for her to do, right? If she's a craftsperson, if it's not like cutting and cleaning bandages, it's stocking the stuff for the forge, or it's working on something at the forge, or it's double checking on supplies, or it's meeting with the quartermasters to figure out what needs to be worked on next, or addressing problems. Like, it feels like you would always have busy hands when you're in camp, more so than what like the other soldiers have downtime always. You probably didn't.
No, because when I'm not patching all of them up, or patching up their stuff, I'm like even outside of maintenance of their equipment and their bodies and such, there's always like then maintenance of my tools, maintenance of the workspace, cleaning up, maintenance, and like maybe a little even, and then maybe if there's time, little side projects that Tegwin does for her own enjoyment. Like this spear, for instance. Like, this spear probably took her the greater part of a year to fashion, because it was something she would maybe get a couple hours every couple days to work on it. So she can only do one thing at a time very slowly. So this is why it never leaves her side. She's immensely proud of it, because it also took her forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, she never really gets a break. And I think the other part of it is she's, like I've said it a couple times as well, but she's had to, a lot of Tegwin's like participation in the combats and everything here to date has been very reactive, because we're in this situation and something has to be done. She has to do something, and she's just grateful that she has, well, we can roleplay it out too, but I think she's really struggling because this is not where she normally is, and she's still very young, and part of her is this is overwhelming, a part of her scared, part of her mix into that the fact that all the visions and crap, like she's way out of her element.
So am I right in thinking maybe that, for one, I think it answers our question as to whether Tagwin does proper repairs on that window or not. I think she could probably, it sounds like she wouldn't be able to help herself from going and taking care of that. And perhaps as Kenny is sitting back
even
and
if it's
feeling
just
good,
like putting up some sort of like wood, because there's no glass plate she can put in, but like
like even spitballing, there's a wood axe outside. You could have just taken a bit off of one of the logs, and then if nothing else, fashion that there for at least a night's security. And then maybe Tagwin's got her tools out, and she's going through and checking the tools to make sure that everything is there. Kenny, what about you?
I feel like at this point he might even be annoying her a little. Like, he's kind of talking her ear off. Like, he's feeling great, so he's probably like, she's trying to like work and be focused on getting this stuff done and sort of keeping busy. And I think that he is just like, he's feeling good, and so he's probably yapping. He's talking a lot about his friend at the Black Tower, Robat Teague, and oh, it's gonna be so great when we get there, and really looking forward to it.
How's Tagwin taking that?
Well, I'm glad you're having fun and a little adventure here.
Look, you have to take pleasure in the small moments every day, Tagwin. It's all we have. Look at this great job you've done with this cabin here. We won't be staying here long, but someone else may stumble upon this in the future and maybe make a homestead here. Maybe find shelter for the night.
I look around at and at first you could see my face suggests that I'm like, my impulse is to dismiss you immediately. Like this is like nonsense. I can do this in my sleep kind of work. It's as you go on and talk about someone else finding this, that the last thing. I think you've honed in on the tradeswoman in her. And she I nod a couple times, take another bite of food. That's something.
I know you take pride in your work, Tagwin. This is excellent work.
It's all I really. It's what I do. It's all I really have to contribute. So I might as well do it right, do it well.
Here, come in. Have some more of that fine meat stew.
It's probably a good idea.
So
I'll
you move towards the little, pot that's been pushed in, Kenyon perhaps grabs it with a little tongue. You can hear something smash, as if dropped from the larder.
I will go and get my sword from wherever I've leaned it up or set it down.
I think I would just go and investigate the larder is like, it's
where the
room,
stuff,
or
it's attached. Yeah, it's just like in this place, it would be one of the rooms between the two, and then it's set sort of.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might go back. I might. My spear's probably up on the wall, or again leaning against the wall. I'll grab it.
Okay. So you make your way. Would each of you give us an awareness check again, please? And we'll set it at standard, please.
Awareness standard.
Wrong page. Awareness. Standard. God darn it. Oh no!
Anyone want a fortune then?
One of us should at least.
Yeah, who do you think would be more... I feel like the way we've been talking, you're a little more on edge than Kenyon.
Yes.
Why don't you... I mean, we have the same chance, right? So why don't you reroll?
I think so. I'm 44 with a PB of 3.
Okay.
Not to meta this too much.
No,
that's
but narratively, I think it makes sense.
We're playing the game. It's not playing the game is not being meta. It's playing the game smartly.
Fair. It's just deciding who redoes it. But anyway, hey, there we go.
There we go.
So Tagwin, you grab your spear, and for the briefest of moments, in place of that utter blackness, something is close enough to the window to be catching the reflection of the light cast by the hearth. And this is what you see.
Oh, Jesus.
Good Lord.
The thing at the window. Cool, Kevin.
And as soon as it is there,
try to sleep tonight. God damn son of a...
Look, it's not covered in eyeballs, at least.
No.
I mean,
does this come out of a... Is this out of a Warhammer book? Or is this out of this one?
To be honest, I can't remember. It was one in part of the...
Just the inking. The inking looks like the style that GW uses.
It could be.
But anyway, no. This is... Oh, wow. I'm gonna steal this image from you.
Done. So today was a little sleepless night for inflicting the trauma on other players. Come on. It's a fair trade-off. So you see that briefly. Would you give us a composure check, please? I think standard for this one as well.
Willpower? No.
Composure is... it's under... Hold on. I'm thinking of a different game.
Hell, I can't...
Resolve is what I'm asking for.
Oh. Resolve. Okay.
Composure is from Warhammer Fantasy.
Yeah.
Sorry. And you said challenging or
At standard, please.
And real quick aside, Kevin, I often have a question like this, but I'm just curious, like, is this something that is like completely out of the ordinary in this world, or is this like the spirits walk the lands? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how shocking is this scene?
Is, well, I mean, right now it's just an empty rag that seems to be out there that then suddenly vanishes, you know, like pulled back into the darkness as if borne by some powerful wind. Oh, all right. Tagwin, you did recover that one. That one level of what do you call it? Of peril, right?
No.
Make sure you've recovered that.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't. We haven't.
Because of the food. The food was good enough to allow you to recover
success
one.
on the food, yeah.
Yeah. The critical effect.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, combat. Okay, so I'm. I am only ignoring one skill now.
Okay, let's see. How does 8 compare to your peril threshold?
My peril. Well, Kevin, I've got some news to share. An 8 is one below my peril threshold. It's a 9.
Excellent. So you're not starting. So you're probably surprised by this. But what's her reaction? And I guess to answer Jeff's question, so you can give context to it. Yeah, like the dead. I want to say it is Corwin, but let me double check. The belief in the North is that when you die, you were born by servants of the Raven God. Let's see here. That's the oligarchs. Where the heck are the gods? Something that is said across the Carcass Nations quite often. Where the heck are the gods? So there's the oligarchs. That's the bestiary. That's the setting. Where on earth is it? Oh, here it is. Corvus. Corvus, the god of death. Soul Stealer, Branch Dancer, Sky Toucher, Night Watcher, Ghost Guide, Doom Crier, Carrion Feaster, Charno Beaker, Ash Cloaked. Corvus, the god of death, would bear souls through to the afterlife, and every now and then, one or two might slip through and haunt the world as shades. But then, being part of a profession that is predominantly concerned with inflicting death, you've learned that the frequency of those shades lingering seems to have increased. Whether that means that the civil strife that has afflicted Elkland and the wider world is also afflicting the supernatural realms, and the servants of Corvus, the Harpies, are likewise either fighting with one another or failing to obey their master. Shades are not unknown.
Okay.
But certainly not desirable and always dangerous.
Right.
So Tagwin, with that in context, I think you may have heard of such things. Dead spirits walking is a thing that exists in the world, and it is dangerous almost always.
Well, I mean, if we said I don't, my roll was successful, so I don't freak out.
Well, your roll failed. Just that the level of
it didn't.
Your heart's beating fast, but you're not shaken by it.
Right, I'm not shaken. Okay, so I'd probably still stumble back out of the room. Maybe even drop the spear on the ground as I try to clasp at the door frame or something like that.
I think maybe it weakens, but you definitely don't have to drop it. Like, you didn't suffer any actual.
No. This is pure fluff here.
Yeah.
Just to set the scene more. That my reaction is it is still a shocking thing.
So Kenya, you hear this as
and I'll point shade,
Shade.
Well, look at the thing.
You look at the window, and there is neither of you can see anything there any longer.
Oh.
At least not at the window.
Are you sure, Tagman?
Look, I've been a bit distracted tonight, but I know what I saw. Hood.
I don't know.
Cloaked figure, faceless, black, empty hole where its face ought to be.
Not sure I know any prayers to say in the case of a shade.
You can hear the sound of a wind seemingly passing down the chimney. The flames, the soot, and the smoke billow from the fire instead of up the chimney, out into the room. And then suddenly dies down.
Well, I'm second guessing this cabin a little. Maybe it is haunted.
Could have been. I mean, we may know what drove the last occupants out.
Could be.
I think you both hear the sound. Remember that porch out front? That welcoming, creaking porch?
Cool.
Something is walking along it in the direction of the door.
So remember that lock I put on the door, and remember how I said that it'll keep a couple animals out, but it's about it.
Yeah.
Don't think that's an animal.
Two heavy footfalls stand in front of the door.
Okay. Window?
You're going out the window?
Well, I certainly am going out the front door.
Let's see this, guys.
Great.
I love this. I love, we got 20 minutes left. Now the initiative order goes up.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Only hope is that we don't just immediately die in the first couple turns.
Yeah.
Well, here's some hope, guys. We're into month 3 of no initiative trackers removed. Let's see. So go ahead and click on your token and then click on initiative.
Click on
I'm just setting the standard initiative. Oh. Okay, now remember, you can choose. Let me put you in descending order here. You can choose to act before whatever.
I most certainly think that I will be doing that.
Okay. Let me move you up to the top there, and we'll spend.
Yeah, I actually will as well.
Okay.
Because I actually had something I was right about to do when you put the initiative tracker on there.
Okay. So, and Kenyon, do you want to be before or after Tagwin? Or do you care?
I can go right away, because...
Okay. All right. So then first up is Kenyon. What are you doing?
So the first thing he does...
Remember, you got 3 action points.
Right. So action point 1 is... action 1. He will call out and say... what is your purpose with us, spirit?
Okay.
And action 2 is he won't have his sword out. He'll take out his shield.
Do you think you are... For the way you phrase it, I think it's intimidate, but it could also be leadership, like you're trying to demand this thing to speak. What do you think for that first action?
Yeah, I didn't see it too much as like trying to scare it off, but more like, command its purpose.
Sure.
So yeah, I guess that's closer to leadership.
Yeah, give us a leadership check, please. At standard.
Leadership at standard. Ooh, yucky.
So, do you want to take that, or do you want to fortune that?
No, I'll try to re-roll that.
Okay.
Come on, dice.
So I think your initial command, you can hear there's that, while you're not suffering from any fear effects, the stress of this, the sudden jerk from being like very comfortable and enjoying things and whatnot to being in trouble yet again. Maybe it's just not, it's wavering a little bit. That was only one action. You have 2 more.
Oh yeah, right. Because like pulling out my shield isn't an action, and so, or maybe it is. So he gets his shield out. I mean, I was assuming that was my action.
Okay.
And then I'm going to spend my AP for my my Agitite sword master thing. What's it called again?
The Agitite. Oh, your Agitite sword.
It's called
Borovi's Guard.
Borovi's Guard.
Borovoy's Guard, I think.
Borovoy.
Yeah. Okay, so you, all right. You got yourself in your defensive posture.
Yeah, he's just being cautious.
Tagwin. 3 actions. What are you doing?
I think she'll, rather than being rash, I think she'll take Kenyon's lead. I've got more reach, so I'll kind of stand to the side and behind him a bit. Like I'll move there for one. And I've got my spear ready to... Is there like a held action equivalent kind of thing here, or...
Let's see here. I'm trying to remember. I believe there is in this game. Let's double check. Combat actions are in around 170-ish here. There we go. Look under weight is 0. With weight, you opt for your Blackbird not to attack during their turn, instead hold under their AP in reserve to act later in the round. You may act You may choose to drop to any spot in the initiative order, but if you're attempting to interrupt a opponent's turn, you must make a successful scrutinize or warfare test for them to do so. Otherwise, your Blackbird acts on the same initiative. They must act after the opponent's turn is done. So you could wait until the enemy's turn, for instance, and then try and interrupt them.
Okay.
Okay, so you got 2 AP left. All right. On their turn. So the first thing that happens, you see, imagine if you would, the door, rather than being made of wood, if it was of glass, and someone was able to press their bloodied hands up against it, and then from their blood would drip down the edge, oozing down. That is what you see on your side of the wood. I'd like you each to give us a peril.
Just to double check here, so we both understand the meaning of wood. Opaque object, and it's between us and them.
So what you see is there's a thump on the other side of the wood,
Yep.
and then on the
Yep.
door what appears is 2 adult
Yep.
human-sized hands in blood, and it begins drizzling down your side of the door.
The imprint of a hand. And it's
Correct.
Yep, that's what I thought you said.
Would you each give us a resolve test, please? I have spent one of
Kenyon?
my misfortune.
Kenyon, I just have to say, I do not care for this. Oh boy. Oh, that's fitting.
Tagwin, yeah, it's a standard difficulty too. Tagwin, you want to... Nice. Kenyon, do you want to fortune that?
I don't want to give you more. But sure. I think
Okay, go ahead and roll again.
let's try that again. Okay.
Okay,
Right.
so both of you
All right.
steel yourselves, which is good because you would have taken 2d10 plus 2 peril from that. In spite of that horror, then what happens is you can hear the door kind of rattles. And then, Kenyon, you're up close, right?
Yeah, probably.
Then I'm going to need to spend 3 more. For it to manifest directly in front of you. And I have to spend 3... Oops. 1... misfortune to manifest this. The cloak, tattered, hanging in blood. It seems almost as if it is a sheet from that destroyed bed, coated in old wounds. It is as if some unseen figure has it draped across its hand as it reaches up towards you, and while you cannot see it, something has affixed its grip around your neck, Kenyon, and you are utterly petrified with fear and the chill of the dead. You are defenseless until the end of this combat or this encounter, until circumstances change.
Okay.
Whoa.
And it has 1 more... No, it doesn't. That's all the AP. So, Tagwin, you have 2 more AP. Do you wish to do anything?
Am I... Damn it. I'm honestly not sure what I could do right now to it or for. Well, what about Kenyon? Can I?
Are you accepting applications? Can I go into Team Spectre? I assume you have a copy of your CV on you, Tagwin.
my corpus veritas or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. Is there any? I don't even think there's anything I can like mechanically do to help Kenyon here.
So don't think mechanically. What would you do in the scene? You got 2 AP.
He's looking. So visually, Kenyon's looking like Kenyon? What do you look like right now? Like you're
drained of color, rigidly frozen in place, and you have seen how fast Kenyon's reflexes are.
Yeah.
He was unable to respond to this thing.
I think.
If you want to spend 1 AP just to make like you could make a folklore check.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay.
To see, because if I have any
and let's make it
understanding...
let's make it routine.
Okay.
There's lots of Legends of the Dead here.
Oh, wow.
It's a pretty good roll.
No, nice.
So what you know is that the legends say the shades can be affected by no mere mortals. Mortal weapons, however finely crafted, they have no effect on the dead.
That would include like signet, like even my spear is not gonna.
Your signet thing does not have the enchanted quality. You would need to have something with the enchanted quality in order to affect something like this, or at least so the legends say. You want to hear one of the uses of fortune? Why don't you take a look on...
Because I think what I would do is grab one of the cudgels, grab a piece of wood from the fire as a torch, try to wave it at this thing, and then slap Kenyon and be like, "Hey, window now."
You're going to look at page... Where is it here? Oh, this might be a fate spend.
Oh.
No, I thought it was fortune. Hold on here. Additional AP to increase it. So, Erd's voice will allow you to flashback to gain... why don't you look on page 25 of the core book, Andrew. Verdandi's Embrace.
Spend a fortune to shelter in the embrace of Verdandi, the Norn of that which is happening now. When a player spends fortune in this way, divine providence smiles upon a blackbird or their flock. The Fate Weaver should work with the fortune-spending player, determine the best and most reasonable outcome. Okay. Primarily vendors are grants for a single combat scene the enchanted quality to one weapon in use by a player's blackbird. Boy, isn't that... I'm going to use my handy-dandy fortune.
Okay.
And...
So, that is not an action to do so. You have one more action left. What would you like to do?
Well, the door's still closed, right?
Yep.
And it hasn't like completely like come through the door.
No, it's moved through the door. It is standing in front of you in this room, holding up Kenyon,
I thought it was still
frozen in place with an unseen hand.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna stab the damn thing.
Go right ahead.
May I extinguish an action? Or extinguish a special ability. I'm going to extinguish the spear. Oh, I don't have it active because it's a brand new thing. I would have had to have... Never mind. So it's already collapsed. I'm going to have to just attack it normally. That's okay.
Go ahead. Remember, you're getting now... it'll include your skill bonus, but remember to put a +10 because of the quality of your weapon.
Right. Okay.
You want to fortune
damn
that?
it. I absolutely want to do. I want to fortune that because.
Please do.
Nope. Worse.
Okay, so you try and attack this thing, and it is. Oh man, why do you think you could spend your fate? You would have to flip a coin at the start of next session to see if you get your fate back. But if you want to succeed on that attack, you can spend fate and it succeeds.
Yeah, I think so. I think a couple things are happening. That one, it's not just the shock and the terror of seeing this thing. It's that coupled with seeing this man who is a leader of our people.
Yep.
Who I know I've never seen shaken before ever, let alone completely unable to act. And then 3, my weapon, like, I know that if I spend the fate, it'll correct this, but like looking like my weapon's not doing anything. Yeah, I think all of these things are combined. I'm going to spend the fate.
Yep.
I don't know how to spin it. Just the sheer panic and fear and terror. I'm going to put all of that feeling into the thrust. And I'll spend my fate to make it.
You tear into this thing, and you hear what sounds like it is definitely a human's cry of pain, but as if through tattered vocal cords. It is raspy and windy. And it vanishes. Kenyon, you have control over your body once again.
What happened? You banished it?
I am not even going to pretend to understand that I know what just happened. I panicked, I stabbed it, and it poofed away.
The blood on the door is gone.
And is the door, like, is it still closed and locked?
If you go over to check it, it appears to be closed and locked. It's as if it moved through it.
Yeah.
It's not broken.
No.
And as you check that, there is a small... there is a small window next to the door, and you would be able to peek out.
Yeah.
And you remember there is that stream not far from where this was built, a little further downhill. So it's about maybe 30 yards away. And you see standing on the far side of the stream. Standing, perhaps not being the right word for it. 3 of these tattered souls. And we'll see what happens with them in 1 week's time.
Nope.
Here we go. So you guys each get 1 RP for that. And for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for Chapter 7 of our Blackbirds adventure, The Truth in Ashes. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the adventure, or the game we're playing, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I'll endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. There's also a link in the description of the video where I actually have a link to the quick start for this. So if you want to find the website and the quick start for Blackbirds, if you want to check it out yourself, you can certainly do that by following that link. It's a terrific game. We've had a lot of fun with it over the years now, I guess, because it's been a couple of years since it came out. There's also a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where we have a channel dedicated to the Powered by Zweihander games we run on the channel, like Blackbirds, as well as most of the other games and campaigns we run on the channel, as well as things like finding a group or GM chat. There's a really friendly, knowledgeable, and helpful group that is built up over the years over there in that community, and you're more than welcome to join us. There's also a link down below to the our friends at Noble Knight Games. Noble Knight Games is the preeminent unionized retailer of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs in North America. Not only do they have a great selection of new role-playing games, board games, and card games, they have an unmatched selection of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs. If they have something in stock or if something listed in their catalog that is not showing in stock, you can put it on a want list, and they'll send you an email when it comes in. And if you make a purchase of $10 or more through their website, be sure to enter the code MUSERMASHUP. All caps, all one word, is in the description down below, and you will save yourself 10% in your purchase. There's also a link down below to something called Heroes Save Villages. That's the charity fundraising campaign we run on the channel. It benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity, and all donations through that link go directly to them. Nothing goes to the channel or any other middleman. It just goes to help out the kids who benefit from their services. And as a small way of saying thank you, if you've donated $25 or more through that through the charity link since January 1st, 2024, we're inviting you then to head on over to the Charity Initiatives channel on the Dungeon Musings Discord server and cast your vote for the next in our mashup sessions. We are in the second half of the year running a bunch of sessions that are mashing up classic modules or adventures with games they are not designed to be run with. We ran last weekend a mashup of the classic AD&D module Expedition to the Barrier Peaks with Acton Cthulhu 2D20. And our next one on the docket is the Masks of Nyarlathotep. So we have 4 different games that it was not designed to be run with that you are welcome. If you've donated $25 or more since the start of the year, head on over to the Charity Initiatives channel, cast your vote for which game you want to see it played with, and then come back in about a week or so's time and you'll vote for what kind of heroes we're going to play in that session. There's some, hopefully some interesting options. And then if... I come back after that. There are 3 more mashup sessions between now and the end of the year. And again, you're welcome to vote on all of those. The last thing I will say is a huge thank you to our stalwart flock. So, Jeffrey and Andrew, thank you so much for joining me back in the Carcass Nations. Congratulations on finding a home away from home and the spirits that lurk within. We'll find what happens to our Blackbirds and the rest of the flock with an expanding flock actually starting next week. But until then, we hope that we gave you an hour or so of time to take your mind off the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our stalwart Blackbirds are running into as they are trying to find the tower seen in their dreams. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.